Hola. Hola. Hey, no. Okay. 1, 2, check. Okay. Hi. Welcome to this new podcast or YouTube channel. It's both actually. It's called Designer Diaries and this is part 1. The very first episode is about why we think hybrid gaming is important. And it's more of a teaser. It doesn't define much, but it gives you an idea of the way that we think and what we might do in the future. Yeah. So I pre-recorded this some days ago, so please be kind to me. I was nervous. I wasn't very loud. It seems like I didn't have the best day, which I can't remember honestly. But anyways, I hope you enjoy. Board gaming is a physical activity, of course. And having these tangibles, having these things to touch, having cardboard, having wood, having sometimes crazier materials, there's components of glass and very interesting dice. We do believe that this is all an essential part of board games. We are not debating on that, really. We don't. And even more importantly, board games are a super social activity. And you shouldn't be locked behind a screen playing with the smartphone or being at the phone all the time in order to have fun in a hybrid game. We certainly believe that this is not where we're heading, and this is not what this board game world would ever need. We do believe, though, that there's some things about board games that are annoying, or that could be more convenient, or that could be more immersive, or that could be more fun. Starting from rule booklets. Some of you might say now, I love rule books, but most people don't. If you want to start a game, you should start with the game and not with a booklet that you need to learn first. But it's not about avoiding rule learning from booklets. It's not the big goal, is it? Like, that might be the goal for DICE, and I think they do a great job, and I hope they succeed with that. But I think we are on to even more. What could a hybrid game eventually be, apart from being easy to learn? And I think that there's this comfort thing, that some things at the board game are not quite enjoyable, but you still have to do them to maybe track the field, to record what happens, and to just calculate who wins. These things can be tricky, and you can make them more convenient, certainly. But on top of that, there's like even gameplay mechanisms that you couldn't even think without a board game. Like, one of them is in our game, which is color mixing. And we felt that color mixing would be a great thing to do, and children already love mixing colors and seeing what happens, and it has some creative element to it, because you never quite know how your mix will end up. And this is something that is not very thinkable in board games. But also on other scales, just by having a computer and by having sensors and by having the feasibility to simulate, you can do so many things that are very hard to imagine right now. Let's think, for example, of the essential ability of a computer to be a black box. Like, it can save information for you that will be relevant much later, or that will be relevant in a much altered way. And you see that, for example, in the French werewolf game, in German Werwölfe vom Düsterwald, the social deduction one. I think you know of which game I'm talking. It has a game master, and he doesn't have, like in Dungeons and Dragons, a creative role, but he's just there to calculate stuff so that people that play don't have to do it. So he must know stuff, and if someone would know, the game would be broken. So that's also that's only one of the many things that a computer could do that players couldn't, or like maybe making crossover games with online multiplayer features, like your table against another table somewhere else. It's totally unthinkable, and there's so much more. And especially if you look at the video game industry, you will see that many of these things are very popular and accepted, and you don't have them in the board game industry at all. Yeah, I think one of the strongest things that board games don't really deliver so often are levels and additional content. Because until recently, board games never really captured your state. And if you would want to capture your state where you were, like your level of experience, you would need to write that down and set it back up again. And now there's more legacy games that do that quite well. But I think that's also something where apps will come in handy to save your progress, to continue a story where you stopped, and also actually to share your glorious moments of, I don't know, victory or tight games, to share that online. Video games have Twitch, board games don't. So there's like loads and loads of potential applications onto board games that we could only reach towards mobile apps or other ways of digitalization. So that was me, and here I am back again being me today, and I hope you could grasp some of the stuff that I said earlier, because that was me, and I still have the same opinion mostly. So if you want to subscribe to our channel, that would be great. Like, you can do it here on YouTube, or you can do it on that podcast media that we haven't even decided yet on. Also, there's a blog post online which is called How Board Games Don't Live Up to Their Potential on Medium. So if you want to read that to go a little deeper into our minds, feel free. I think it's quite a read, if you can say that. Anyways, enjoy your day.